So all of these, what everyone has to understand, just a decision. Say to yourself, I decided to change.
I decided to change.
I decide not to be the old me.
I decided not to be the old me.
You're already 70% there. You say that to yourself, but obviously you believe it. I decide now to do whatever it takes to move forward.
I decide whatever it takes to move forward.
See, and that, I do believe you to a point with that. Obviously, everyone can do better. Do you believe yourself?
Yes.
Say to yourself, like, because I know this is all, like Nathan was saying, what is it? Like, what are we doing? We can put a label to it. I could call this, you know, fucking Fruit Loops or something, you know, like, whatever. Don't worry about NLP. Don't put a label to it. Don't put mindset to it. Or you just know, if you want to know a little bit of the details, you just pre-frame and reprogramming your mind. That's it. Yeah? This is the place not to work things out. It's just, let's move forward because you were a collective. Remember what you said to me yesterday? They're not believing. It's like a flip side now. Who's not believing?
Yeah.
Are we one nucleus? So if one of the brothers aren't, or if they're lying to us, how does that make you feel? And you said about they're not trying. You know, I want this unity, I want this brotherhood. True? Yeah. They've stepped up for you.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
So you reckon let's meet them on that same vibration. Because I'll tell you what the energy is like. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. This is not to. Just this is what's happening. Yesterday, you know, I saw you there. You really felt. You said, "I want to be part of the brotherhood." You know, and people are faking it, which they were. People will play way below their potential, but they went, "Fuck it, I'm going to step up." Yeah. So all of this is a choice. You're not letting anyone down. You know, if you look at it a negative, I'm letting someone down. No, you're not letting anyone down. Just do what you have to do. You're here to change, and it's a decision. It's just a change. It's as simple or as complex as you want to make it. How do you change?
Choosing. Decision.
There you go. You've got all the answers. Did I tell you anything then? Then decide, bro. It's simple as that. And if you're having a tug of war inside your brain, just ask yourself the right questions. Am I deciding, yes or no? Am I causing an effect, yes or no? Ask yourself the right questions. Put your brain. At the moment, you're probably playing, you know, brain tennis. Put yourself on the right side. It doesn't matter what I teach you or who you go and see, and that if you don't make that decision firstly, just to have that shift and want to change, you know, when we say make a decision, do you reckon the boys have made a decision to change?
Yeah.
That's it. Like you said yesterday, I was really hurting you. You know, you were saying the brothers are holding back. True?
Yeah.
So you know what to do. We don't need to go over this, yeah? Or everyone's doing, you know, you're doing great. Just function at your best potential because you know, you're saying to me all these years, it wasn't an excuse, my reading, my writing. And then, you know, your dad was saying that you're this, your dad, and the rest of that. And that doesn't serve you anymore. You know, you can't play safe. You don't want to play safe anymore. Do you? So let's change it up. You're better than that. You know you're better than that. We all think he's better than that, don't we? Yeah. So let's go. Let's get that energy back up. Let's get it happening, We've got you. Remember, don't try to work it out. Don't try to process it. Well, he said this and that. Just let it go. Just be naked and vulnerable to the procedure. Okay? Cool. All right. So the next one we're going to do, just shake it off. Let's get back into state. We're going to do guilt. Steal money from the cookie jar. Very naughty, man. Is it alright with your unconscious for you to release guilt, the limiting decision today for you to be consciously aware of it?
Yes. Yes.
What is the root cause of this problem? The first event which, when disconnected, will cause this problem to totally disappear. If you were to know, was it before, during, or after your birth?
After.
Did you end up with this before? Was it a past life or passed down to you? How many lifetimes ago? People that said after, if you were to know, what age were you?
36.
Now I want you to go ahead, float above your timeline and turn towards the past. Now float all the way back to the learning position, directly above the event, looking down on the event. You may see an event, or you may just know that you're there and see nothing. Either way is just perfect. Now, ask your unconscious, what is there to learn from this event? The positive learning which will allow you to release this emotion easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve the learnings so that if you need them for the future, they will be there. Go ahead and accept the positive learning. Put your hand up if you accept the positive learning. Hand up nice and high, if you believe it. Good. Now float back to the release position, above the event and before the event, looking towards now. Now, ask yourself, now, where is that emotion? Is it there or is it just gone? Hand up if it's gone. Nice and high that it's completely there for you. Good. Good. Now go ahead and float down into that event and check on that emotion. Make sure, is it gone, is it there, or has it totally disappeared? Good. Float back up and come all the way back to now, only as quickly as you can continue to notice that all of the guilt has totally disappeared from the events along the way. And when you get back to now, come back going into the room. When you're here, now you can open your eyes. What were some of the learnings to take away from that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel guilty about stealing nice basketball cards from Superman.
Was that your first one?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to like steal. I was so low, so low.
Yeah.
Steal Superman with mum, and she didn't check it out, and I'd be like, basketball cards, chocolate bars, sweet.
Chocolates are red, yeah.
I actually had two. Like I had one before and after. So there's one before my birth,
Yep.
and then the one after my birth was me stealing from my father money. Like I don't know, I think it must have been from my past life, because that's what I feel the stealing continued from my past. That's what his guilt was, and I continued it. So I was stealing from my father
Yeah.
and my mother.
Yeah. Sometimes
Because I didn't feel loved, so it kept, it
Yep.
was selfish thing. Right?
Yeah.
Took a massive learning from it.
That's good. You say something?
Can I please be excused to go to the room and avoid with me?
Yeah, we just finished the break state and future pacing again, yeah?
Right, fantastic.
Alright, so put your mind somewhere else. Remember, we take ourselves to a place, we get into a state that is going to give us the right strategy and the right result. Can you remember any event in the past where you used to be able to feel that old emotion and go? Raise your hand high if you can't feel that old emotion. Good. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Come back in. So who can still feel that emotion? You can put your hand up.
Mate.
Yeah. You just said put your hand high and you just had your hands crossed over.
Go on, put it up.
On the first one. Okay. Anyone else? So you can still feel it? Yeah. What was the positive learning takeaway from it?
To be authentic. To come clean about it.
Yep. So that doesn't seem real. Like if I was your brain, I wouldn't believe you.
Can I just add something quickly there, if you don't mind? I think some of you have the question mixed up. First question's can you, and the second one's can you not? Is that correct, Lee?
Yeah, so it's asking if you can go back to a time in an event in the past where you used to be able to feel that old emotion, and can you feel it, and or you may find that you cannot.
Yeah, because some of you, when he says can you feel it, it's like this, nearly all of you, and then when you cannot, only a couple of us are answering like this. I think it's getting mixed up between can you feel it and can you not feel it?
So what I'm saying, can you remember any event in the past where you used to be able to, because the old you, yeah? So you take yourself to a time when you did feel it, and then the old emotion, go back there now and notice if you can feel it, or you may find you cannot. Make sense? So it's just like a time when I remember I used to think about my ex. I used to anger, sadness, guilt all together. You know, like just the anxiety. Now I can't even go there. It's like it doesn't even exist. You know, but before I used to, you know, from my ex's name came up or something, it was just like anxiety, fucking red around my neck, sweating. You know. Does that make sense?
Picked up on that just then straight away. I was like, no, you can't feel it. And you're like, when he says can you feel it, he's like, it's okay. And only a couple of them actually put their hand up and said, can you not feel it?
So obviously the positive learning wasn't strong enough, yeah, or you didn't believe it. So you still feel guilty stealing cards?
No, not that. It's just, I've been just thinking about my past. Other times that I've stolen, other times that I've let people down in relationships.
I've cheated on.
Kind of. I guess emotional cheating, yeah. And sabotaging relationships.
Yep.
And not putting 100% into it. Just yeah.
So obviously, what would be the strategy to get over that?
Know that moving forward, I've got the tools to make it better, make it not happen again.
Like move it forward, or to release, to make a decision
To release it, but know that that's not going to happen.
That what's not going to happen?
That same way of thinking patterns.
How are you going to do it though? What does that look like? You just going to talk about it, or is it you've got something that shows you how you're going to do it? How are you not going to feel guilty and sabotage patterns, cheat emotionally? Obviously, the positive learning wasn't strong enough, yeah?
Yeah.
So what would be a stronger positive learning to replace it?
That's in the past, I think.
Doesn't matter.
No, but if it doesn't matter, you decided it doesn't, yeah?
Yeah.
So what do you think of that? That's going to, because that guilt, that doesn't even exist. It was just a decision that you just made from false evidence.
Yeah, what happened. I was, I can either attach guilt to that or just.
Can you go back and fix it?
No.
Can anyone go back to your past and fix it?
No.
Oh. You say no.
No, but actually can you go back?
No.
So obviously, it's what's happened in the past. You can't change it, yeah. What we can do with so that you guys are trying to work it out too much. So what you can do with obviously NLP is you can go back and release it, yeah, with pre-frame it. That's what we're doing. But whatever happened back then, you can't change it. It's happened, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Obviously,
what
the way your mind is feeling about what happened, that's what we change. Yeah, it makes sense. So the way you're connected to that, I'll draw it up. So, that's it. So there's an experience, and obviously, how does our mind store memories? Sporadically and spacely, yeah.
Yep.
So whatever it is, past, the future. So we can't actually go there, change that event. So whatever happens at that root cause of the event, our mind is obviously looking at that event in a certain way. Make sense? So then what is for our limited education, the learning, whatever that person that we were then, a young child, so the way we're going to respond to that first initial root cause of that situation hasn't really served us. So the positive learning now, with your educated minds, with your awoken minds, you're going to put that positive learning into that. You're not changing it. You'll be able to just pre-frame and change the way your mind looks at it. At the moment, your mind's looking at it really negative, yeah? And then you look at it in a way, okay, cool, I stole something, yeah, big deal, I won't do it again, it's naughty, I'm a better person now, move forward, yeah? So you're not actually changing that, you're just changing the way your mind is looking at that. So then you can move forward, and then your mind is going, okay, cool, I know not to steal now. It's in the past, I can't change it, beautiful, whatever fake emotions that were with that, they've just gone. And then you just move on. So then that's nice and clear, and that all falls away again. So then you've got a clear path to your future, yeah? Make sense, yeah?
Yeah. I wasn't meaning I could go back and change it, I just meant I could go back and change the emotion that I was in, and forgive, go show the emotion I have now, and share it with them for forgiveness.
Yeah.
So that's all you can do.
Yeah. It's just going back and it's like reprogramming. Like the program's been written. So the program's been written. Instead of just trying to go back and change it up and pre-frame it, all you're doing is you're just going to you're reprogramming and putting in the right program, putting in the right visualization, internal representation, so your mind is going to respond better from it. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's future pace it. What we're going to do, we're going to future pace it. We're going to go to the toilet. John's going to go and apologise and get Alvy back here, and you have to go and because obviously you have to convince him that you want to change. Yeah. Cool. Because you have to convince me as well. Because if you're just going to sit there and not get a result, might as well go to sleep.
Have an e-shot hands on
No, you can't have it. You should just got to be natural. He doesn't need to be awake. He just needs to relax and leave.
Why does he need an e-shot? If you think that they're doing something, so you're always going to have
They don't do anything to me.
It's just a tool.
But bro, you don't even, honestly, e-shots is just something, it's like a fucking placebo effect.
Yeah.
Because you think it's got a little bit of caffeine, I feel a little bit, ooh, peak, oh, okay, I feel good now. All right, let's go, guys. Let's get back into it. How's it going? You know what I'll do? Turn it down for a sec. I'll say it a bit slower. Say it a bit slower, yeah? Because if he's going to act stupid, I'm going to treat you stupid. Is that fair? Yeah. So I said, this is what we are going to do. You guys understand that?
Yes.
So we're in kindergarten at the moment, and I said, okay, in a moment we're going to future pace it. Then we're going to let Nathan go to the toilet and do what you have to do, which is so exciting. And then John is going to go and convince Alvi to come back, and then we will continue from there. Cool? Yeah. Why didn't you listen? Because you're too busy thinking about, oh, I'm going to piss myself. True? Yeah. And you're both caught up what's in your head. And I don't mean to be rude, I'm just staying there with the positive, yeah? What you do in one area, you're doing all. You keep doing what you've got, you always get what you've got, yeah? So you're better than that and you're better than that. Yeah. And the brothers that are holding themselves accountable, I respect that. So if you fucking do the right thing, of course we're going to reward you. Simple. It's not fucking hard. I haven't told you to do a fucking backflip or handstand. Just want you to make the decision to be that person. It's not hard. See, that's what I'm saying. Success and change is here. And it's like you're still caught up in, I like being in my comfort zone. I like feeling like I'm fucking whatever. You know, like you just get out of it. What do you need to do? Do we need to push this harder? Do we need to start being pricks the way we were yesterday? What do you need, John?
I love this, man. This is awesome.
So do I.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. John, what do you need from us to get a result? How do we need to lead you? Because if you keep talking like I'm going to call you Jack.
I don't know.
You do. So if you let yourself go, so if you know when you're tired and you get tired and I'm tired, so if what happens when you get tired, you sit down and sit on the couch, you get tired, you let your eyes drop and you give into it. What happens? Do I fall asleep? I fall asleep, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you keep playing that you're dumb and playing that you don't know the answer and playing that going back to the old person, are you going to be that old person? Are you going to fall into it? Or if you try to fight through and just say, okay, Lee gave me some tools, I'm just going to go there, I'm going to feel, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to be, I'm going to listen, I'm going to be, that's going to change things, yeah? Because that's something different. Do you agree?
Yes.
So you can't, your mouth can't go like that and your actions are different. You know what I mean? I like to try to keep what's in my mind and my actions pretty much the same. That's not a hard thing to do, is it? Like if you want to have these epiphanies and go up mountains and go to waterfalls and do all that stuff and say that I want to shed Nova and I'm going to be creative, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to leave my family because, you know, at the moment, only at the moment they're not serving me, but once I be that leader who I truly am, I'm going to change all their lives just by my actions. That's what's going to happen, yeah? Did you know I can see into the future? Did you know that? I'll tell you what I saw for you. So moving in 6 months, by moving into with Nathan's place, within 3 months you have your own place and you would have found someone that's going to be starting another business, yeah? A person that you've been friends with, you're going to start up with the business, I don't know, and you're going to be, without you trying to talk to your dad at the start, it's going to be a little bit hard. He's going to try to get on the phone, rah, 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 and all that, but you're going to grow and he's going to say, oh my God, I just realized you're going to have, you know how all these guys have been popping, having these realizations? Your dad's going to wake the fuck up of how much a prick he's been, that you've left. That's going to hurt him, and that pain is actually going to make your dad improve his life and have a better relationship with you. Do you get it? By not saying a word, by doing the action and just being and stepping into that power. The only way that's going to happen is by you doing that, yeah? So you know, you say you really want to help your family, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that like one of the biggest things you want to do? Is that just... You want to give back. Do you like your dad being aggressive, being an alcoholic, being unsocial, you know, being in your face and smoking? You don't like that, do you? So, but if you're there, what do people normally do? So if you're always there, do people take advantage of you and they don't appreciate you? So normally, if you've got something, human nature, you don't really appreciate it because it's there. You can have it whenever you want. But if you remove something, do we miss people? Do we miss things when it's gone? You don't miss it. I know when you leave, I'll miss you. So if you come out of your dad's environment, do you think that your dad would miss you and start thinking, hold on a second, and maybe you have a phone call with him and just say, hey Dad, you know what, I can't handle this anymore. You've been like this with me, I'm moving on, I'm a grown man, I'm going to be in an environment that I can grow. You know, if you ever want to come and visit, I can meet up and come and visit, but this is, you know, I'm not growing in this environment, I'm not happy, you have to understand that. How old are you, 25? I'm 25 years old, I've been a grown man for a long time, you have to understand that. How do you reckon that will sound? Because your dad, I don't know him, but I know my dad, at the start he was like, oh, fucking let him go. You know, if he wants to go, let him go and fail. Rah, rah, rah. He didn't really sound that mean, but he was similar to that. And I've changed him. He's my biggest fan, speaking to him all the time. Don't you want that? So you go out, this is what I saw for you. You're going to go out to the future. You're going to be, obviously Nathan and his partner, they're really going to be happy about you moving in. And it's going to be fantastic, but you're going to feel like a bit of a fur after 3 months. And you would have got your shit together. You would have been this new person. and you would have moved in there, you know, because you've got that energy, and now people who have been drawn in there, a friend that you knew from a while ago, he's got a business, you're doing building, you're doing plumbing, you're contracting for big people, you're making good money, you're believing in yourself. Then there's a car that, you know, that Chevy that you wanted. Some guys put that up, it's quite cheap, you're paying that off, that's coming, or your convincing strategy's firing off, your fucking body's looking good, boxing's going fucking fantastic, all these things are starting to tick over, and you went, my fucking God, look at my life in 6 months, how easy it's been. Just, you know where it started?